way, if you're not taking notes, that's a big mistake. You need to be taking notes right now. Step number 2 is you need to research. I want all of you to research and identify key stakeholders at the organization you're interested in working in that you just applied for, right? So you need to be actually actively applying for these positions, and then the second step is identifying the stakeholders that might be stakeholders that might be involved in the hiring process. Priyanka, I see your question. I'm not ignoring it. I'm going to get around to that shortly. I'm just going to go through these steps first. But thanks for your question. And yeah, folks, feel free to put your questions in. I'll get around to them shortly. So step number 2 is you need to identify, folks, the stakeholders. Who are the people who could potentially be involved in this hiring decision? Now, this might involve some guesswork here and there, because it's not always going to be clear who the hiring manager is, who the technical team, technical manager is, or even who the HR person or the recruiter is. But guess what? Surprise, surprise, you're on LinkedIn. You have to go and do some legwork. You can go to the company page, go to the employees list, and you got to do some research, folks. You got to do some legwork here. So you got to go. So what you want to do is you want to identify, I'd say, like 2 or 3 categories of people, right? You want to identify people in HR, human resources. You want to identify corporate recruiters. These could be 2 different categories, by the way. Just because someone's in HR doesn't mean that they're recruiting. Keep that in mind. But you want to definitely identify HR managers, then corporate recruiters, internal recruiters at the company. And then you want to, sorry, phone call there. And then you want to identify people outside of that domain as well. So actual technical hiring managers. So you need to do some research here and figure out, okay, who here has a job title that does appear to be related to whatever job I'm applying for. Let's say you're a software developer and you're doing your research on the company. You see, hey, looks like there's someone here who's a software development manager. Is it possible that they're involved in the hiring process for this? It's possible, especially if it's a smaller company and there's only one software development manager. Chances are they have an involvement with this position you're applying for. So that's someone you need to add to your list, right? To reach out to. And again, could be other people as well. Could be people at the director level. Could be people at the VP level. Folks, what do you have to lose by reaching out to all these people? Worst case scenario, they don't reply to your message. So what? Who cares? But right there, just in one company, if you see that right there, you have potentially like 4 or 5 individuals you can reach out to right there. You can reach out to the HR manager. You can reach out to the corporate recruiter. You can reach out to the software development manager. You can reach out to the director of development. You can reach out to the VP of development. 5 people right there in one company. Imagine you do that with 5 companies. 5 times 5 is what? If you 5 companies, 5 individuals at each company, how many contacts is that? 25 contacts just for 5 companies, folks. All of you, most of you who are watching this are in IT, have probably taken courses in statistics. You probably have a better understanding of statistics than I do. But just reaching out to 25 people versus you only reaching out to like 1 or 2 people, what are the better odds of you getting a response? Reaching out to 25 people or reaching out to like 1 or 2 people? Right now, you can argue, yeah, well, Dean, what if those 1 or 2 people are really targeted and they're specifically the people for the role? Great, do that. Definitely reach out to those people. But what do you have to lose by reaching out to more people than that internally within the organization? So you need to be identifying these potential people, folks. And sometimes it's not going to be as easy to figure out who these people are. So this is where you got to do some research, right? At your end, you got to do some legwork. I'm not saying job search is going to be easy. You have to do some research and some legwork. So that's step number 2 is identifying potential stakeholders, right? That's the next thing. Step number 2, identifying potential stakeholders.